I read somewhere recently that not everyone is going to be your cup of tea, and that you're not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but that's okay. Find those people that are. So expanding on that, this video is called The Importance of Finding Your People. Don't waste your time on all the people who just take your time and cause you heartache. Find those people who you are the best version of yourself around and who are the best version of themselves around you. If you're bringing out negativity in each other, don't be around each other. There's enough negativity in the world. Be around those people who challenge you in positive ways to learn and grow and evolve. A friend of mine said to me recently, it's a lovely young kid, he's 20 years old, he's a very talented, crazy talented musician, lovely person, just open heart, open mind, kind, lots of fun, not a negative bone in his body. But he was feeling down the other day because he said, I just keep finding these friends who aren't really friends, who take advantage of me, stand me up, aren't there for me, and I do so much for them, but I don't get it back in return. What's wrong with me? I said, there's nothing wrong with you. The problem is, you're just better than this. You are extraordinary. If everyone was extraordinary, there would be no such word as extraordinary. That would be ordinary. You are extraordinary. You are different. You are special. Which means lots of people are going to recognize that and see that you're something different, you're something special, and want to be a part of that, want to ride your coattails. That doesn't mean that they're all worth your time. If you find those people who challenge you in a positive way, who encourage you, who see the best in you and celebrate that, and who also have something equal to bring to the table, those are your people. Those are the people you should be around. And if you open your eyes, stop looking at your devices, when you walk around your daily life, be open to them. Look up and notice, observe, and think, oh, I like this person. I'm looking at how they're putting this together, how they're reacting to other people around them and what they're looking at. That looks like somebody that I could relate to, that I could be friends with. About a year and a half ago, I was at work at Saks in Boston, and I noticed this kid across the store walking along with a couple friends, and I don't know, I was really struck by him. I thought, he looks like somebody I'd be friends with. I just got that feeling. I liked the way he was carrying himself, the way he was dressed, the way he was interacting with his friends. I didn't see him making snide remarks at anybody. And I remember having that thought. A couple weeks later, Facebook launched its feature where it suggests friends for you based on who you already know. And his face started popping up every single day. We had about 45 mutual friends. And I thought, it's amazing I've never met this person, but no wonder I thought I should know him. We know lots of great people in common. All the mutual friends we had were awesome human beings. So I didn't really think anything of it. I didn't friend him. I thought eventually we'll run into each other and we'll see if I'm right. So in January, about 6 months after this had happened, of last year, my dear friend Janet took me on a spa date for Christmas. And when we got done, this young man, Ali, was the cashier at the desk. And so he was ringing me out, and I'm thinking, why do I know this face? He looks so familiar. I feel like I've met him, but yet I don't think I have. When he printed the receipt, it had his name on it, and I put two and two together. And so I said to him, oh my God, I know why I think I know you, because Facebook tells me I should know you every single day. So he looked up, and he said, oh, yeah, I recognize you, of course. I see your face every day, too. So next time you get a friend suggestion, send me a friend request. So later that day I did, and immediately we started following each other's pages, liking each other's posts and commenting, and I got to know him over the next few weeks via Facebook, seeing what he cared about and how he expressed himself. And I thought, I was right, this is totally somebody I should be friends with. So after about 4 weeks of this, he finally messages me and says, are we ever going to hang out? So we had a conversation on Facebook Messenger and exchanged phone numbers and whatnot, and set up a time to have dinner a week later. And this really stuck out to me too. We didn't talk again during that week. The day of, he messages me and says, should I bring anything tonight? I'm like, amazing. Somebody who's actually an adult, who can keep plans, and doesn't have to be reminded, who actually values my time. Awesome, this is going to be good. Well, we had a wonderful dinner. Another week or so later, we ran into each other at a concert where I went with my friends Dean and Phil, who were also friends I met randomly. That's another story. And Ali ended up coming back to the house with us and hanging out. And after that, I saw him every day. I was in Boston until I moved here. Almost, 8 months later. So, yeah, 8 months later. And we just clicked instantly, became great friends. That's one story of how sometimes you can just spot them. My friend Nikki on Newbury, I met on Newbury Street too. My first week in Boston, I believe. And I was walking along with a new friend that I'm no longer in contact with, and she was walking along with somebody that she's no longer in contact with. They knew each other, they stopped to talk, they didn't introduce us to each other or to them, and so she and I started talking, and we ended up exchanging numbers, and now, 11 years later, we're still friends. She was only in Boston for a few weeks after that. I kept up with her when she went to New York, I kept up with her when she moved to Virginia, and I went and visited she and her husband Mike, and their adorable little son Jack, now they have a daughter too, in Hawaii, a couple times as well before she moved to Texas. When I moved to Belle Harbor, the first night here, I struck up a conversation with a woman in line behind me, Sonia, and just had a lovely exchange of pleasantries and talked about moving here and whatnot. A few minutes later, I was outside waiting for my Uber and with all of my groceries, and she pulled up in front of me and says, "Let me give you a ride home." And she drove me home and helped me out with all my groceries. Now we're Facebook friends too. So my point is, keep your eyes open. Don't settle for anything less than your people. The people who appreciate you, the people who recognize how special you are and what you bring to the table. That noise in the background is my cat scratching on the door to get out because she had to be in here, but now she wants out, of course. Anyway, that's my message today. Find your people. They are out there, and they are the only ones worth making time for.